right. Well, there he is. Finally, we're getting it set up. There he is, sleep deprived, tired, and playing out of his mind.
Where to begin?
Yeah, how are you feeling, man?
I'm just in absolute shock. It makes so little sense. But then I realize how much caffeine I've been drinking. I've slept 3 hours.
Oh, so more caffeine
shit.
for you right there.
Oh fuck! Sorry for swearing, but
no, it's fine. It's fine.
right,
I think nobody minds.
oh my god, it's. I have to say, I've been chilling with Stinger this entire weekend.
Yeah.
With Stinger and Ruud, and we've just had a wonderful time.
Mm.
I honestly feel like just chilling with him. I was also just mainly looking forward to teaming with him.
Yeah.
Because
with Stinger, that is.
Yeah. Normally I hang out with. I met Stinger through Twitter.
Yeah.
He made a Yoshi drawing, but I went to his. I used to go to his house by plane, and I used to just hang out at his house, and I was like, what if you just come over and I like pretend to sponsor you as a doubles partner?
Okay,
and teaming with him was amazing. It was
That's
so
nice.
much. I feel like everyone in Sweden is also just at a certain level, but just I have to give a huge corny ass shout out to Stinger and Ruud for giving me energy.
Do you think his playstyle and the way he can play any character and is like super creative really helped you? Because I feel like the movement you had in the last couple sets that I watched at least was like super insane. You were like playing out of your mind movement wise, so you'd follow up on your reads. That's what it felt like to me at least.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really felt like you were going insane with all the movement and everything you did. You were confident in your ability to actually execute what you wanted to do.
Yeah, that's true. The main thing that it came down to is Stinger also teaches me how to have fun. Like
Right.
he always at some point in doubles he just told me, he reminded me of my own advice where I used to tell him like just pretend it's friendlies and everything will be okay.
Okay, yeah.
And he told it to me, and then at the moment he told me it, that's when it really struck me, and it stuck with me until the end of the tournament. I was thinking, I'm tired, and I probably have less of a good chance that I normally would.
Yeah.
But I'll just pretend like I'm practicing. I'll just pretend like I'm playing friendlies, and it will work
so
out.
sick.
That
sick.
was just my game plan. I feel like the Stinger's like indirectly my main coach for this tournament.
Wait, so who knocked you into losers? Because I didn't follow up the full bracket.
Skullbro.
Skullbro knocked you into losers.
I had a great time.
Right.
I had a really fun set with Skullbro. I wasn't even upset. Nowadays, I just don't really get upset that much, and losing in bracket. Like, I used to be a lot more harsh, but now I just try to, as I was treating everything like it was friendlies, I was just acting like I was having fun, doing crazy combos, doing the weird shit that I normally do. It really reflected in the AMSA games, I think, where at the point where I started to just, I got distracted and started doing shit on random. That's what I always do with my friends.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, what did I do?
Why are you doing this? Stop, man, stop doing this.
I honestly just wanted to go for it.
Yeah, I respect it. Okay, so who did you beat? You beat, from losers, you beat, in what order? I think Jim Morrison first. Then you beat, then you beat Zighetto.
Yeah.
Which was insane as well. At least I didn't see it happen, but I saw the results and I was like, wow, that's actually really crazy.
It felt weird because Zighetto feels like he time traveled from 2000. Like his Fox still feels kind of like it's from the same. It's very similar to how I remember it. But he played. Actually played Falco against me. My bad.
Yeah.
He at first he seemed kind of demotivated because he was playing.
Yeah, he had just lost from Fountainelle.
Yeah, and he said that he was just not very on. Like as he was playing the set halfway, he kind of was showing burnout signs. Like he was like, this isn't really fun for me.
Okay.
And then when he was playing against me at the start, I think he was kind of still bummed out from that.
Okay.
Maybe it was the match itself or something like the style of the set that he was playing. But he played against me, and the first two games, he was like super unenergetic and kind of just doing whatever, and it made me kind of sad. I was like, I don't want to beat, like, Zighetto has always been my goal. So is Adam, so is Yapi, so is Amsa, but I don't want to beat them at their lowest.
Yeah.
I want to beat them when they're like giving me a fair fight. I'm very into like the single player difficulty thing where it's like I want the song to be the same.
Yeah.
And I want to beat.
I want to beat the song. It's like you play 2D.
I don't want to play an easier version. I want to play the actual thing. I want to beat them at their prime. That's the practice I need.
Okay, so how do you feel about beating Stein in that case? Because Stein was not playing bad at all.
I think that's because Stein was playing out of his mind, but I think he was getting more nervous gradually during the set because he realized that I was kind of powering up.
Yeah.
But the main thing that helped me and Stinger, 2 a.m. last night, we were messing around on Melee. I brought my laptop. We were just messing around in the Uncle Punch,
Yeah.
the new one, the Patreon one, and we found out that there's another section of events, and there's this Armada Shine practice,
Okay.
and you could pick any character for some reason, and I picked Yoshi.
You can practice like getting a forward air out. On
Yes,
yeah.
you can practice edge guarding
Yeah.
like constantly. It's just every single time. It's like, whoa, oh my god, I don't need to do save states anymore. I can just practice edge guard for life. So I just did that. I was like,
yeah. For me, it really felt like your edge guards were insanely on point.
Edge guards in this game are everything.
Okay,
Especially if you play against a character that just will not die.
Yeah.
If you keep knocking them back and forth and you cannot get them out of the edge guard.
Yeah.
It's just not.
And mind
you just have to. It's like you're playing 4 stocks against 20 stocks.
Yeah. And mind you, Stein's edge, recovery is insanely good. He's super hard to kill. Like it's not an easy task to kill.
Can I just say that Jim Morrison figured out this one angle during our set. He kept. At first, I was just doing the stuff I found in the Uncle Punch thing. He just kept going into angles. I was like, oh, I know this angle, and I would just hit it, and then he would go lower. I was like, oh, I know this angle. I'll just do it again, and then he found this angle where he could do like a Captain Falcon drift. Like he went really high up.
And then go back.
Out of my Nair range.
Yeah, I saw that one, I think.
And he faded out. And at some point, I like screamed profanity. I was like, how did he figure this out? Mid-set, it's like a really crazy angle that he just saves him every single time. And I was like, oh my god, this is gonna change the entire edgeguard game. But at least I could do it without the crazy edgeguards as well from that point on.
So then after Stein, you had to beat Fountainelle, though. So that's not Fox.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Because, like, aside from your insane movement, which was super on point, I think that really helped. I talked to Fountainelle for, like, a quick second.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that, like, playing against a super hyperactive Yoshi after playing against Amsa was really hard on him.
Oh, right. Because Amsa is so exhausting?
Yeah, and then also a lot slower than you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to play you. But how did you go about it? Because Peach is not an easy matchup for Yoshi.
It's well, I personally don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
I think that the Yoshi Peach matchup is it's probably my favorite matchup in the game because movement gets rewarded so much.
Yeah.
Like doing crispy stuff, not messing up. I don't think I messed up. I might have messed up like once or twice during that entire Fountainelle set. My movement. I was also at some point slowing down a little bit because my peak speed has kind of increased because I've been grinding movement so much. I did the exercise thing on Uncle Punch.
Yeah.
And I was playing super crispy and got rewarded for it. I just kept getting these crazy backers out of nowhere, and then at some point he kept going for these. I think they were just float nairs. Like he kept going for run float nair, like from the ledge, and I kind of had them. I had him at the ledge, so I didn't. I had most of the stage. I had most of the space. I could use whatever to microspace it, and I was just like walking back and forth a little bit, and then going backwards with the bear and stuff. And I was at that point I was like, oh my god, I'm playing really crispy with my spacing because playing Yoshi Peach is all about spacing and crazy mind games and stuff. I love the matchup.
Yeah.
It's strangely less execution heavy than I originally thought, and also less execution heavy I'd say than Fox and Falco, because those you have to be really on point with the edge guards and stuff like that.
Yeah. Dude, what I saw most of the time was especially against Fountainelle and against Amsa, you were finding back airs left, right, and center. Like you had a shit ton of back airs just following up from double jump cancels and insanely like pulling him out of your ass. Honestly, I don't know how you got all those back airs. How did you do that? Like
it's such a good and varied move.
Yeah.
Honestly, Yoshi Backer is so fire because
so
it has so many hitboxes. It's really unpredictable. It essentially has like a wide. It's kind of like I kind of treat it like a really wide fox bear, and it also sends people up. And if you send someone up with Yoshi, it's amazing. And it's an edge guarding tool. I would almost say it's like Yoshi's best aerial, but Yoshi has some really good aerials.
Yeah.
It's good as an edge guarding tool. You can use it to combo. You can use it to drag people, which is it's the most broken shit ever. Like the fact that you can pick up a Peach who's trying to float or like jump and nair. It usually just beats
you
it.
drag him up. If you get the first hit, you get him all the way up.
Yeah, like you drag him up, and usually their DI is all messed up. Like whoa. I was trying to nair. I was trying to like fade back nair, so their DI is all messed up. And after I did that, I would just follow it up with up airs and stuff like that. I was trying to focus mainly on getting up air strings because I realized that Sheik and Peach and pretty much every character in the game is just really bad at attacking downwards.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple exceptions. Characters like Marth they have a pretty good down air. They can at least time it.
Yeah.
But characters like Sheik and Peach.
Yeah, they have nothing.
No, the
Yeah.
Sheik's down air
They
sucks.
just get hit.
Yeah, if you can go for a weak bear, but it works, it lingers, but it's not big enough. Yoshi's up air is so disjointed that if you time it right, it's really hard to fall down to a Yoshi. You have to kind of. Amsa would constantly go to the ledge, and Cardinal would also just float all the way to the top left corner, and then come back on stage, and I would just. It was just really. I was just basically forcing them off stage to an edge guard situation.
Yeah.
Or it's like edge guard, or I'm going to up air you into infinity.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so then we had like grand finals. Obviously, you started off with a 3-0. Then you had bracket reset, which was insane. Like everybody was screaming. Makes sense. And then you had to come back from a 0-2 deficit because he was up 2 games. How did you manage to like get the mental fortitude after playing so many games, being sleep deprived? I guess the coffee really helped.
It's coffee.
It's coffee.
Let me think. I was honestly starting to wonder whether it's a risk to drink a lot of caffeine stuff. I started off with caramel chocolate Starbucks Express cappuccino. Then I drank Pepsi Max with caffeine.
Too much branding, man.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
I drank a soda. It was
soda.
basically coffee, soda, coffee, Red Bull, coffee, soda.
Bro, you're gonna crash so hard tonight.
It's 7.
Yeah, it's 7.
I don't care if I crash. I have to.
Dude, I'm so proud of you, man. You can't believe how proud I am. Like it's crazy.
I'm so happy that you're proud of me.
Yeah, of course.
It made no sense. Like in Game 5 of the second set, I felt like my main focus for all the set was just to be consistent. I hardly with the caffeine induced focus. I was mainly just focusing on my execution and trying to keep my speed at like 95% so I wouldn't like peak out and mess up.
Yeah.
But during Game 5, I was focusing on not crying.
Oh man.
In Game 4 too, I was like, well, this is it. I had the same with like
man.
other games where like in Beat Mania when I almost cleared the hardest thing in the hardest course. I was like, don't cry. I cry like once every 4 years, but stuff like this.
Yeah, I mean, you've worked so hard for this, especially like with your switch to box. You had to like grind it all out from the start again.
I haven't. It's such
crazy.
a jump.
Yeah.
I haven't been, and I mean a jump in results because the last tournaments I've been to, I've been
people were calling you washed all the time.
Oh yeah,
the last couple months.
Yeah, Twitch chat never likes me anymore.
Well, I think you proved them wrong this tournament. I mean, you really made them shut up. I think.
Yeah, at some point I started to. Especially after watching the new doc, just stuff about Hungrybox.
Yeah.
It made me it made me realize Hungrybox always makes a very strong point of not caring what other people like bad things that other people say about you. And while it's like not even close to being as significant to me because I don't get closely to that amount of backlash. People are really nice to me. But if people like if I'm worried that so many people are worried that when they go to tournaments and they're not rehearsed enough, or they're afraid of performing badly, that people are just going to rank them down. They're going to call them washed.
Yeah,
but
that's like a big pitfall for a lot of people. I'd say.
Yes, some people. I've been talking to some people. Some people are just saying, like, what if I go to these 2 tournaments, perform excellent, and then go to this other tournament and get completely beat up? Why would I go? Because it's going to ruin my rank. But there's no reason to care about any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're like really trying to get the social media going for sponsors or whatever. If your goal is to become good someday, you do not need to look at anything that people think. You can stay in your own mind. Yeah. That's how like controversial players get around. I think that's what I like the significant mindset. The significant mindset part that Hungrybox, Leffen, and absent Page, like very controversial players use. I kind of just took a little bit of it and I just became. I kind of consider it boldly pressing on. Like whenever you're worried that you're going to lose something, or you're worried about
do the thing that you believe is right.
Yeah, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
You don't need to. Everyone can have their opinions.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, I think that's a good point to close it up on.
Yeah.
You go ahead and celebrate your victory, man. Go ahead and get that
Still
cash.
got an hour drive with
the boys, though. With the boys.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be great.
All right.
No Derp Gang.
Well, do you want to say anything to chat?
Yeah, just work. Always aim for the long term. That's
Hell yeah.
all I have to say.
That's good advice. All right. Thank you guys for watching. That was Sector Z7. This is Nebi, the champion. See you guys later. Well done, man.